the music. The COVID-19 narrative is because the economy had to shut down because it's done. Whoa, that escalated quickly. Ha ha, says McDee's. You're in a timeout next time you're banned. I'm feeling a little saucy tonight. How do you respond to accusations of white privilege? Who the fuck do you hang out with? Africans invented slavery. I'll pay reparation. They didn't invent slavery. Don't be ridiculous. And reparations are a ridiculous concept. It's just, okay, let me break this down for you real quick, and then we'll sing some more fun songs. And by the way, it's not even... okay, COVID-19 is because the economy shot. If you still think... I know people don't even believe it anymore. They're barely wearing their masks. They're putting their mask around their chin. You see workers these days, they put the mask around their chin. There's a couple people. I think it gets them off. I think the lack of oxygen literally edges their penises. They're disgusting perverts. But most people are wearing it around. It's absurd. No one knows anyone that died of coronavirus. People know people who had panic attacks and then got hooked up to one of those machines at the hospital and died from the machine. People also know people that died of pneumonia and cancer and were called COVID-19 deaths. These narratives are to ease people into the reality they're facing. And I understand it. I come in peace, guys. The George Floyd thing is because they can't afford cops. They can't pay anyone's pensions. The colleges offering free grades to all the black and stupid people. You know, it's like, oh, you can have a 500 on your SAT, but you can get into Washington State. And if you get an F, we'll give you an A. It's because they're broke. Do you think it is actual guys, they're broke. There's no money left. Colleges are a Ponzi scheme they can't pay. They can't fucking pay. What's Air Bear's deal? Probably on a bender. I've learned to just roll with the punches. This all started with the best name of Dr. Wee Lang. Dude, totally. Oh, I know, baby. Hot. Yeah, dude, I'm not trying to scare you. It's not scary. It isn't. You're not benefiting from these scams. That's why it was essential jobs and non-essential jobs. It showed everyone. Who is like useful. If your job got shut down, you're not useful. Sorry. It's all about money. It can and control, but through money, yes. They can't pay, guys. They can't pay. There's no pensions. They can't afford it, so they're going to use virtue. They're going to say, it's just like Bill Gates doesn't have any money. He's not rich. Oh, how dare you? And dude, stop. That's why he says, I'm not going to give my children any money because I want them to work hard for themselves. He doesn't have any fucking money. They want virtue. There's no, it's over. And now we rebuild. It's fine. There's going to be a lot of conflict in the future, but it's all good. My job switched to online phone base. Sweet. But you understand my point, though. It's like churches closed because no one was attending and no one cared. You can blame if people actually cared, they would have went. And that's reality. People would have dude, that's why these fires and these riots keep happening in cities that they know they can get away with. They're not doing it in places that guard their own shit. Stuffing your fat face at a buffet is not right. It reminds me of back in the day how one day there simply were no more drive-in theaters. Right. There's going to be a lot of that, guys. And people are like, oh, what they're going to do is this high-tech surveillance state with that. Guys, they're out of fucking money. There's no more money. When it's not about money, you're going to do the crypto. Nope. No, but the drones and the chips and everybody's going to fucking... Guys, they're trying to kill people off. They're trying to get people so worked up that they take shots of poison and kill themselves and do enough opiates to die and have abortions. They can't afford it. It's done. That's what it is. This is what you're witnessing on apocalypse, not the apocalypse, a apocalypse. And I'm enjoying it. I like it. It had to happen. I've been sick. Dude, the economy broke in the 1960s. The economy really broke in the early 2000s, like broke. '08, guys, there was no recovery. This is all a lie. And so Now we're facing the reality, and that's why okay, want to know why there's a global warming narrative? Because there's global cooling. There's a grand solar minimum. Right now, there's huge crop and livestock shortages all over the world. There's locusts ravishing Africa because the weather cooled for the first time in like 100 years, releasing all these eggs. Swear to God, it's like biblical shit. China is not growing rice very well. All this shit's happening. So what do? What's a classic Luciferian, Promethean, flip-flop, upside-down clown world agenda? They say there's global warming. Why? Because they always do the opposite. This whole Black Lives Matter thing. The black population in America is it's like literally everyone costs $750,000 on average. They don't make any money on average. I know that, like, to put them in prisons, to do all this stuff. So what do they always do? The opposite. They always, Black Lives Matter. White people are bad. White people are bad. Black people are good. Okay, there's global cooling, and white people in America, on average, I'm not condemning anybody, not saying to do anything, none of that. It's 100% inverted. The whole thing is inverted. Men are not women. Women are not men. Abortion is not freedom. Families are not slavery. It's like, it's absurd. Guys, there is a grand solar minimum. That's a fact. You can prove it with your own shit. It's like the world, we're getting less sunshine for a cycle that will last a while. And typically when that happens, there's huge famine. Guys, there's a whole channel called Ice Age Farmer. Tons of people cover this shit. I've talked about it extensively. You know, it's a good, overall, it's a good thing, man. It kills the fleas. It kills the fleas. This is reality. They say there's global warming because there's global cooling. They say Black Lives Matter because Black lives are, in America, on average, just economically average, no condemnation for individuals. They're bankrupting America. Oh, it's because how they go. I don't care. You can sound anything you want. This all sounds racialist, hilarious. You can say whatever you want as the excuse. I don't care. This is the reality. The reality of the PC movement, never back down 1 inch. Did you hear about that guy, the soccer player for Los Angeles Galaxy or whatever? So his wife tweets something anti-riot. His wife in Serbian. Do you guys know the story? Soccer player recently, this week. So the rage mob, Antifa, they, do you guys know this story? Fascinating. They ask him to apologize for his wife's tweet. Yeah, he quit. He didn't quit. Wait for the story. They asked him to condemn his wife and apologize. He did. They said, thank you. And then they fired him. And guess what? Fuck him. He threw his wife under the table. He apologized. He distanced himself from his wife and apologized. Nope, put it up on SG. No, I told you, what I just said is what happened. His wife tweeted. He apologized for his wife. Then they fired him. Stand your fucking ground. Never, ever, ever do that. If someone said, oh, we're going to kick you off D Live unless you say that you're sorry about what your wife said, I'd say, hey, D Live, fuck off. We're going to shut down Unauthorized unless you say that your wife is bad and racist. Hey, bye. We're going to shut off your power and electricity. Fuck that. That's your wife, dude. And good for those people. Good for those people. For firing them. They should. They don't want to fucking... I'm serious. They should never want a cock, bitch, betrayer like that on their team. I love it. I love it. He sounds like a pussy. Yeah, they were right to fire him. What a little pussy. It's like because she was against the riots. You sick of upside down world yet? You sick of inversion? You sick of saying that you have to apologize for being white in America when the white population in America is the only productive class overall? It's the only class that is above, that pays more into taxes than they receive. The only one, next to a few Chinamen, I believe. And this is not a call for for anti-black stuff or anti. It's just a fact. I'm just Drew Brees cucked. I hate Babylon. I don't hate Babylon. I like the electricity and the internet. I would never let it affect me like that. Sad. Don't ever. Air Bear, you're in a timeout. I don't care how many Lambos you give me. You're in a timeout for saying sad. Mount Bear. What up? What up, Mount Bear? Like how the revolutionary shock troops are the first to be executed after their purpose is served. Exactly. Because they're useless. Base Serbian mama. Yeah. And if I were her, I'd be looking for another man. He's now unemployed cuck. Imagine him going home and be like, hey, honey, how I just betrayed you and everything and apologized for you? They still fired me. I'd be like, I'm out. The brown shirts are now Antifa. I don't even know anything about the brown shirts. It doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know it's upside down. There's not only is there not global warming, there's global cooling. Fact. Always assume it's the opposite of what you're being told. It's inversion. It's what inversion is. Air Bear is retardedly funny. Yeah, Air Bear makes me laugh sometimes. Sometimes Air Bear gets on a bender and goes a little hard in the paint. At work, and I need a good laugh. Sweet. You could be laughing at what I'm saying right now, which is true. They fired a NASCAR driver after he cucked too. Right? Why would they? Guys, it's God's plan. It's global cooling. No, but there really is global cooling. VFM Bear. Ask any major farmer in any region that it's not a big deal. It's just called grand solar minimum. It is what it is. No big deal. It's always going to lower the production of food. Yeah, they're revealing their true natures. They always have, though. They've always been like that. We just never cuck, make expensive. Never, ever cuck. Ever. I found that the funniest things are the most truth in the least amount of words. Yes. I completely agree with that. All right. You never go... those two are synonymous. BB, can you play a song making fun of Alex Jones? Yes, sure. What song should I do? Making your way, being Alex Jones today. You like to pump a lot of dudes. Making your way, being Alex Jones today. He thinks making fun of Jews are rude. Is he pumping Joe Rogan today? Alex Jones is full-blown gay. And Alex Jones likes to pump behind a dumpster. And they call him Alex the Pumpster. Even though he has erectile dysfunction and his ween is barely 1 inch long, I still give that fat piece of shit this song. Guys, I rhyme like a fucking black rapper. BB looking around for kids so he can sing weak words, crushing. Oh yeah, they're all upstairs. Big laughs, no problem. It's my pleasure to make you all happy. A pumpster, yeah. A lot. That was off the top of my head. That's how I roll. Yeah, that soccer player. Can you imagine? It barely. What did Mountain Bear say? It barely goes past his pubes. It doesn't go past his pubes. How about this? Oh, there's one. Alex was a big boy. His dick didn't go past his pubes. Smoked lots of meth and watched lots of tranny porn on his phone. Yeah. Remember that Skid Row back in the 80s? 18 and Life, yeah. Before I found you, I was a Joe Rogan enthusiast. Embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed unless you let him pump you. He's Serbian. He'll be back. He'll be back stronger next time. No way. He cucked to his wife. He didn't stand with his wife. He didn't stand with family. Now I know why the Bosnians gave him so much trouble. Any Moody Blues? No, I'm not into sodomy. If you act against your principles, you have no principle. Well, it's his wife. Guys, there's nothing more bonding with your woman than trauma. I know that sounds fucked up, but it's true. Like when people are going after your wife or people going after you and you guys stand by each other, you get so close. Like me and Amy are inseparable. Have you heard about the solar pube minimum? Yes. Unless you let him pump you. It's true. Unless you let him pump, you're fine. Rogan said he hates when fans meet him and mentions his height. Of course he does. Guys, I'm a sniper. I know exactly what gets him. Yeah. When you get through hard times with your wife or husband, you're like magnets. You're like inseparable. It's like stand by your man until he throws you under the bus. Right. Like if Amy tweeted something and they were like, apologize for your wife, I'd be like, no. Because basically they're saying lie. It'd be one thing if she got drunk and like, let's say the Serbian wife got drunk and posted like a picture of her tits or something. I'd be like, I mean, that's a whole different situation. She said something everybody agreed with. It's like the riots are bad. She said in Serbian, in her own home language, that these riots are bad. And the guy was like, I apologize on behalf of my wife. And they're like, thank you. And you're fired. It's like, what? But I did what you said. Do you not understand it yet? That's all she said. Yeah. I'll get to the bottom of it. Let's check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Serbian wife of soccer player tweet. Alexander Katai cut by LA Galaxy over White's racist and violent tweet. Hang on a second. Where's the exact tweet? The Instagram post made by Tuesday, which have since been deleted, mocked protested related to the killing of George Floyd, while in police custody. One image showed a police SUV attempting to drive through protesters in New York. A caption in Serbian read, "Kill the shits." While a second showed a picture of an individual carrying boxes of Nikes with the caption, "Black Nikes Matter." Dude, I love this woman. The Galaxy met with Alexander Katai on Thursday. He disavowed his wife's post late Wednesday night, saying, "The views are not ones that I share and are not tolerated in my family." So he's a liar. Katai signed with Galaxy as a free agent in December 31st. Galaxy fans immediately reacted with wide online calls for his dismissal. Total bullshit. That was all just a little group of people. Guys, it's all a test. On Thursday, a handful of fans gathered by the David Beckham statue outside the club stadium holding a banner, "No racists in our club." 29-year-old Katai had been participating in voluntary individual workouts this week with Galaxy teammates. Called the post a mistake from my family and saying he took full responsibility, apologizing for the pain these posts have caused the LA Galaxy family and all allies in the fight against racism. Although he had played only 2 games with his new club before the coronavirus pandemic, Katai was expected to be an important part of the Galaxy's attack season alongside Javier or something. Yeah, that's it. What a total fucking pussy. I hope he never No, I'm not going to say that. He deserves nothing. They were going to name their firstborn Gaylor, right? Good Lord, people are saying, yeah, I'm racist and proud of it. I don't think racist exists. I don't think racist is a word that means anything. I think it's a false binary. It's like saying, do I have white pride? You're fucked both. Just watch out for binaries. Well, I'm a proud racist. That's like saying I'm a proud anti-Semite. It's like, what, you're mad at Palestinians? A Semite is a language category. You know, I'm not a racist. I don't think that the word racist has any meaning. If you say I'm a proud racist, you're like, so then you just enter a world with no meaning. Like he should have said she is just crushing. He should have said nothing. He should have said nothing. And then if it escalated, he should have been like, my wife has a right to have opinions. This is America, isn't it? He could have become a national hero. God, it's such a mistake he made. If he had just stood strong and been like, yeah, black Nikes matter. You literally judge people on skin color. I don't understand what you're saying. I judge people mostly on height. Fact. And I'm not just saying that to be funny. The first thing I judge a man on is his height. And then when I get to know him, it's his character. But in general, the first thing I see is height. Then I see flamboyance. Then, like, clothing, race, that's all in the same category. Basically, social class. If only people would read SJW Survival Guide from the SDL. It was a bitch move. Hopefully he understands the Jewish revolutionary spirit a little better. He fucked himself so bad. How is his wife ever going to, like, stand by him? And white power doesn't mean anything. That's retarded. You're playing right into it. You basically might as well just say, I'm part of your narrative now. It's height power. I said the guy judges people on skin color, which is retarded. It's fine. Joe Rogan's pants cost more than an average American makes in a month. Yes, and there's almost no cloth used. It's the same as in 1984. They push you to agree, and then they kill you, then they memory hole you. Exactly. There's only one race, human race, LA sodomite. Right, there is a human race, but that's also not really what this is about. Like, that's the like real wizardry when you're like, there's only one race, the human race. Yes, but also no. The reason race is a tough one, I'm more into nations, tribes, clans, because like race keeps getting redefined to the point where I'm really into communication. So when you're communicating to somebody, you don't know what you're saying to the other person. Therefore, it's almost pointless. It's just like pointless. Like when you're like, what race? People like very few people have any homogenous thought on what race means. So there's no real way to even talk about it. Families, tribes, right. Yeah, exactly. It's like your crew. Like it is more powerful to say I'm a man of the Mississippi Delta. I'm a man of the Kentucky mountains. Like I am from Chattanooga. I'm a Chattanooga man. Saying white, like that's putting me in the same category as these people lying on their bellies begging for black penis in their mouth. Like I think a lot of white people in America are some of the biggest, most embarrassing, humiliating cucks I've ever seen. And I don't have a ethnic or spiritual or cultural tie to them whatsoever. It's like, oh my God, did you even hear? Dude, most of Black Lives Matter is white people, quote unquote. Can you play Enya Sail Away? Toe wants you to be Enya. I won't play Enya. No. No amount of Lambos will make me play Enya. Din, din, din. Din, 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 din. Sail away, sail away, sail away. I'm an Osage County man. Might be living in Jeff City right now. Right, dude, that's where the power is, guys. I'm an Okie. Boom. Texans used to have that, but that's why the Zionists went into there so hard for the last few decades. They went in hard because Texas had a tribe. They had cohesion. And that's all they're looking to break. Oh, because they kill black people? No. This is the most unsafe I've ever seen black people in my lifetime, right now, because of all this shit. And it's not caused, but it's because of the collapse. This is the most I know normal people that are like, dude, is there going to be like a race war? You know, and they're not even like mad. They're just like, what is coming? Are they going to hurt us? You know, not a lot of people, but it's starting. Wait till everybody's like really hungry and broke. You know, and it's the most unsafe I've ever seen minority groups in my life is right now because of Black Lives Matter. That's why you have to understand, because of their tactics, because of their dishonesty, because of their George Soros unlimited finances. It's crazy. Everyone's like all tiptoeing around anyone remotely black. It's awful. Not me. Not the Bears. Some of the Bears are black. Some of the Bears want to be around people that don't view them as fucking like gods to worship or animals. You know? Like, that's what you do when you do this whole like, oh my God, whatever you need, Tyrone. It's all about fucking Ponzi schemes. Sail away. Fuck, we need a fall black back location. I'm half black. Sorry to hear that. Well, you know, we'll deal with it. My wife's half non-white as well. It's a situation, but I'm watering it down. You know, part mestizo, indigenous. The rest is obviously acceptable. But my height and my crystal blue eyes have watered down our children quite well. So I think we're in the clear. You know, when people look at our kids, it's like, oh, look at those beautiful white kids. I'm like, yes, I'm that white. I'm so white that I'm turning people whiter. No sacred milkers, no. I have a $3,200. Big laughs on that one, huh? Yeah. Ryan had a funny conversation with like a hardcore white Idaho guy, like mountain type, you know, hardcore. And they were talking about because Ryan's first wife was Mexican, so he has one half Mexican daughter, and then the rest are with his white wife. And this guy was giving him kind of shit about it. He's like, "Oh, you're polluting the race," and Ryan goes, I'm turning him whiter. What the fuck do you do? And the guy legit thought about it and was like, "Nah, I never thought of it that way." He's like, "I'm making him whiter. What are you doing?" And he was like, big laughs. I mean, like, I think there was like a pause and then like, oh, I see. I love mountain biking, BB Smat. Yeah, it's really funny. It was like a valid point. It's like, I'm making them whiter. That's funny. Yeah. Great response. Yeah, it's super funny. Making them whiter. How dare you? Yeah. Ryan crushes. Nothing wrong with a little hybrid vigor. Yeah, it makes everybody a little stronger. In doses. Dude, the real hardcore whites can overthrow a small country. Well, yes, they can. And they haven't been awokened. That's why these Black Lives Matter people don't go to these places, because they'd all die. That's why they keep going to like LA, Seattle, you know, because they're just beating the dead horse. My mom said superior white genes to my dad as soon as I was born. Savage German people. Yeah, I mean, Germans get it. You know, in the end of the day, it is about your character. It really is. Like, I don't want to sound like one of these global homo guys, because I'm not. But it's who you are. On average, overall, on average, there is trends that you have to pay attention to, or else you're just lying to yourself. And when people lie to themselves this much, this is what we get. We get, dude, it's madness world out there. You know, if you see like a black dude in a pickup truck with a shotgun and a dog and dirty overalls, listening to country music, you know, and everybody knows him and likes him, you're looking at a person that people like. You're not looking at an intruder or, you know, a hard-working, tax-paying American man that's black. No one has guys, we all know this stuff. No one has a problem with that guy. People have a problem with the overwhelming amount that only take. Well, some white people are not. We know. I just explained that. It's an individual thing. But in general, overall, if you look at the real basic, broad, everyone can understand spreadsheets of taxes in and taxes out, the only productive group in America is white males. Whatever that means. It's the only group outside of some Chinamen and some Japanese that are above zero. The average black individual in America, by the time they die, costs the taxpayers over $700,000. That's not with him putting in $1 million. That's straight up what it cost. Over $700,000. These are open facts anyone can look up. Now, there's some black individuals that are doing great. They're wonderful members of this community, crushing. Yeah, there's tons that aren't. And those are the ones that are feeling real Bernie and Ludi. And so we're all watching it right now. And if you think political correctness will save your city, ask that fucking soccer player. His wife posted something on Instagram. He cucked and apologized, and then they took his whole career. These people are not fucking around. You show weakness, you're fucked. And if you don't show weakness, you're fine. Dude, family, community, faith, Crushing. You don't have to think in these dark terms of like, well, we got to hunt these people out. No. Minneapolis, everybody could see that coming a mile away. No one cares about that city. They were importing Somalians by the fucking boatload. There was no cohesion. Gay Jewish mayor, parachuted in from the East Coast. Every minority does well except blacks, Indians, Chinese. Hispanics also don't. Again, my wife is half mestizo. Dude, I don't take it personally. It's all good. I'm part Irish. Irish are some dirty little fuckers. I get it. This isn't personal. This isn't me being like, I'm better than you. It's like, this is reality. And if you don't acknowledge reality, all right, Homestead, your only boss is God. Boom! That's right, Muzzy Bear. That's right. That's exactly right, my friend. My Muslim friend. See? Look how tolerant I am. If you bring shit to the table, you're great. Like that Muzzy Bear is a crusher. But in general, when you see, and then the Muslim spell is there. It's migrants. Migrants. They're like, oh, all these Muslims coming in. Migrants. Migrants. You know why they're doing that? Because every beating heart they brought in, they could trick the fucking treasury into pumping money into the Fed. Fact. And so you call them Muslims, you can never have a debate about it. You can never say, man, these Muslims are a real problem. Because you don't even know what you're talking about. It's just like white black. White black isn't real. What happened doesn't matter. It's on us how to crush on our behalf of our ancestors. Right. No one cares at all. I mean, there's a lot who pretend to care, but this whole slavery narrative is fucking ridiculously stupid. The average black person in America, by the time they die, has taken over $700,000 of tax money. The average. It's like when people say, but we used to be slaves. We're still slaves. We're tax slaves right now. Right now. It's slavery fucking 5.0. You don't see your chains. It's fine. It is what it is. That's slavery. We're actually treated worse than chattel slavery. Oh, I've seen roots. Half of those fucking scars were people running through cotton fields. Everyone knows that if they're honest with themselves. People would sometimes take pictures of fucking all the cotton shit. There's white pictures too. No one talks about those pictures. You just see these gashes all over people's backs and shit. It's because you run around a fucking cotton field. Fact. No one wants to talk about it. That's fine. It's your call. All right. But victim narrative, any black people here or half black people like that woman, if anybody wants to use victim narrative, go ahead. It doesn't help you. Dude, it dooms you. Doesn't hurt me. Doesn't hurt the Bears. If people are like, oh yeah, well, we're still dealing with slavery, then you're fucking retarded. You're admitting your retardation. It's like, oh, so it took 10 generations to really get it going with infinite free money? Really? Because you were forced to pick cotton while everyone else was too? Is that really what your narrative is? Because if so, you're never climbing out of that pit. And if they put you on that pedestal, you're never climbing down that pedestal. And you're going to live a fucked up life. And the whole thing is eugenics. They're trying to kill off a lot of people because they can't afford shit. Yeah, victim mentality is mental slavery. Exactly. All right, I'm getting fired up tonight. I vote we bring back the term cotton picker. My grandpa used that all the time. Sure, great. The cities have traded hot ashes for trees. Right, I'll play a song. I got to go. I got to feed my goats. Guys, I feed my goats 3 times a day. I milk my other goats twice a day. I take care of hundreds of chickens, ducks, fucking constantly working. Do you ever see me be like, I was in chains. Dude, my life is way more similar to a black slave from the South than it is a current Jewish cosmopolitan in the city. Like, my life is that more similar to that half black girl's ancestors than it is to hers. Fact. Like, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I prepare these streams as I'm working with my hands all day long. Back hurts. My back fucking aches. My joints ache. And it's like I'm watching these fucking retards in cities burning everything. Like, my ancestors were slaves. I'm like, my life is more similar to your slave ancestors than it is to you. And I have like blue eyes. I'm as white as it fucking gets. Less whips, though? I don't know about that. I think pharmaceuticals and fucking whatever, man. It's all good. It's a great time to be alive. Very interesting time. Subscribe to unauthorized.tv. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the role for a lead role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. Have we found the same old fear? Wish you were here. All right, good times. True, I grew up in a, and by the way, it's all good. Like, you don't need to get mad at people. It'll work itself out. I have some psychological theories as to what's happening. And by the way, being the most productive slaves doesn't mean anything. It's fine. I'm just letting you know why United States Corp is going out of business. It's fine. It's all good. You know, I have a weird theory as to why there's so many white people begging forgiveness for the blacks. Think about who's doing it. It's the white liberals. It's the ones that pushed all this narrative. And they're just on their knees like, I'm so sorry. For those of us that understand how linear time isn't, time isn't linear, does anyone have any theories as to why they might be doing that? I'd have thought it's a little disturbing, but a little... What do you think they're apologizing for? Could it be what they know is inevitable? That they couldn't save them? I'm just a grabbler from a long time ago. Where did you come from and where did you go? That's pretty funny. No. Just okay. The visceral being on their knees like, I'm sorry. Your life matters. I'm sorry. Do you think it might be because of a weird, deep, subconscious feeling that something really bad might be coming for them? That they couldn't save them? That no matter how much they tried, they couldn't save them? Damn, that's deep. Yeah. Yep. They're scared they might be a minority? No. That's a good theory. I mean, it makes more sense than saying, you know, like they're like, take down our statues. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. For what? You know, what are you sorry for? Could it be what is the inevitable future? It's not abortion. No, that's what I think. And hopefully I'm wrong. No one likes that type of shit. It's like, we tried. Nothing could save you. So sorry. I'm so sorry. They're projecting they couldn't save themselves. Guys, historically, this situation ends pretty much one way. Unless people start fucking speaking the truth and actually doing shit, actually praying, actually saying what they believe. BB Time Traveler. I mean, guys, it's so obvious. It's like, it's right there. They're saying, Black Lives Matter. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why? What are you sorry for? What'd you do? Oh, I mean, it's just like my privilege. What? Is it the privilege that you think you might be living in the future and a group won't be? I mean, real. I know. Whoa, I'm tripping out. My mind is right. You know that what I said has a validity in it by Genius Insight. Dude, look at how many people in the chat. It started off with like, "Oh, sin," and everyone's like, "Holy fuck." Yep. What do you think happens, guys? If they had no money for the police, then the welfare checks will be stopping soon. The plug might get pulled on social programs. Exactly, Muzzy Bear. What happens next? Guys, don't live in wrath and lust. Sit and think. Don't just be like, oh, I'm so mad. I'm Toro. What happens next? Guys, what happens next? They pull the funding for the cops. They pull the funding for the school. They pull the funding for the food. They pull the what happens next? Mass, say what? Mass death. Mass. And everyone knows it deep, deep down inside. The reason I don't have guilt is because I've been speaking the truth for a while, saying fucking get out of cities. You know, do your own thing. Speak the truth. Pray to God. Dude, when people are in that position where they're just these guys, they're meat birds. Like, no, it's not RoboCops, guys. They can't update they can't update Skype. Things are not getting more technologically advanced, guys. There's longer wait times on phones. Open your fucking eye. Stop watching the news. Stop watching pornography. Does it appear like our world is getting more tech savvy? Does it appear like our world is getting more like big systems can operate with AI? No, not at all. Not one bit. Not even a little bit. You know, and I think you might have saved my life. I was getting so angry, wrathful. I had an if I get cancer plan. You really put, oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, and you guys have helped me a lot too. You guys have given me stability. I never would have cucked. I never would have, but you guys with your support gave me a career stability, like a financial stability to allow me to think clearer. So you guys saved me too in a lot of ways. I mean, we all know who saves us, but yeah, if I had more, if I was like where I was a year and a half ago, I still would be speaking truth, crushing, but they killed facial recognition for law enforcement. Guys, we all know what's coming. What's next? Janet, that dude, it's tragic, but it's true. And it's not going to be camps and shit. It's just what it is. Reciprocal energy exchange and reduction. Right. Guys, like what? When these liberals, the liberal agenda was at all costs to save the weak. And the weak were the people, and the thing that they were doing was they were making them weak. They were infantilizing them. They were not giving them skills. They were telling them that they were not doing well because of their skin. They were breaking up their families. They were doing all this shit. They were saying, you're just like all the other boys, when he wasn't. If you had just been honest and said the truth, there would be no problem right now. It's a lie on a lie on a lie. So now we're to the point where these liberals are begging forgiveness as if they're talking to God because they believe in their hearts they're talking to ghosts. And so all these retards are like, oh, the blacks are going to rise and take... Fuck, no. Of course not. That doesn't make any sense. Have you seen poverty? Do you know what cities look like? Dude, typhus is back. I have like sadness about this. To have compassion and speak up to bike thieves, great point. To say N-word is to humiliate them. To say like, oh, it's just because you're black, there's nothing you could have done. It's to infantilize them. What is the end result of that every time in history, every time in your life? Fractal, as above, so below, all of it. Every fucking time those people end up dead. That's why I can stand my ground, because I didn't participate in that ritual, that pre-genocide ritual. All these people keep asking, all these white people in the country and stuff keep acting like, oh, they're going to come out. Dude, they're fucked. Fucked, guys. Now they've burned down their own shops. They've burned down their own employment. What's next? What's next? Dude, it's fucking crazy. And that's why these narratives have to be clung to, so that these liberals will never face what they did. Just like what happened in a lot of these situations. These communists, they won't face it. They built lie upon lie upon lie. They will never face what happened in Cambodia and all these places. They won't face it. They say, oh, it just wasn't right this time. What do you think communism is, guys? It's Zionism. It's the same wing of the same bird. It's two wings of the same bird. It's I'm here to heal the world. These little men with their little fucking pants, and they're here to heal the world. They're here to make everyone equal, because then they're healed. Well, every time it happens, it ends in what? Genocide. Who the fuck dies? Is it people like us? No, it's the weak people in the urban cities. What do you think the Polish ghettos were? What do you think an American ghetto looks like? Do you think it's the landowners in the country? No. It's the people they're on their knees begging forgiveness for. A village is nothing without a leader, and a great leader will free the village with the truth. Yes. It always ends in starvation and genocide. Always. Guys, we used to sell t-shirts. It said socialism always ends in starvation and genocide. Always. Guys, there's been a t-shirt I was selling 3 years ago. Socialism and Zionism, same thing, always ends in starvation and genocide. I have 2 of those shirts. It's a fact. That's why you can still stand on your own feet and in your own cockpit with your heart and your mind, because you told people. All these liberals that are like, we're going to make everyone the same. We're going to pump so much money in here, they don't need dads. Guys, they're now just there like, black lives, yeah. And these people are out of ideas. They're like, hey, and then we're going to burn down the mall. And they're like, eh. No one's like, stop. Stop. You're on average, you will not be a fucking nuclear engineer. Those are typically Chinese people and Caucasians. Fact. Don't lie to them. Is it possible? Sure. Is it probable? No. I'm never going to be a horse jockey at my height. I'm like borderline dyslexic. That's one reason why I'm so good at pattern recognition. I'm never going to be a great reader. I'm not. Like, I've read a ton of books. I'm auditory. I'm borderline dyslexic. Like, when I see a word, sometimes the letters don't look like they're in that line, which is why I can fucking see so many crazy timelines, because I'm like borderline dyslexic. There's a reason why my mind can see patterns fucking all over the place that other people can't see, because my mind does not go left to right. It goes left, right, up, down, all circle, circle, circle. It's like, why do you see people begging the forgiveness of black people in the cities? It's been a real pleasure paying for you all. Quote of the night. I don't know what that's from. Me too, Owen. Didn't realize it was that. Yeah, don't. And again, I'm not saying like there's still time. Every minute is fine. And I'm not going to act like Schindler from Schindler's List. Like, I could have saved you, Darnell. I could have saved you, gay guy. I could have saved you. Guys, the Jews aren't in a good place either. Everyone's down indoor cat, right? And the whites in the cities. It's not on these lines. It's like the very people that the liberals are like, they're begging forgiveness for genocide. Dude, you just broke the spell. Hopefully not. I don't know, man. It's not fun to be able to say these things out loud, but it's reality. BB, do you think this is what the real thing you predicted months ago that will happen in September? I don't remember what that was. The next town over is one of the most populated communities of Hasidic Jews in the world. Surrounding towns are not happy with them. Yeah, but it's not going to be people killing people like that. It's not going to be like butchering. It's going to be like no more money, no more food, no more police, no more jobs. And then those people are going to start committing crimes. And then people with money in other areas are going to have a problem with that. It's going to just keep escalating. Guys, the drip is done. It's done. There's no more money. We're almost 30 trillion in debt. We're like a quadrillion in fucking debt as far as future promises. It's done. Debt is the weapon. It's the weapon. And it's going to produce a giant amount of death. How do people, I remember back like years ago when I was like telling Anamwe, I don't even want to be close to you, man, unless you move LA, because I just don't want to be friends with someone who's like going to die. Remember, I was like, get out of cities. Get out of cities. Don't say N-word and infantilize them. Speak the truth. I was like literally yelling at people I saw what was coming. I was like, and now, guys, it's happening right now. Right now it's happening. Do you think, who's better at bankruptcy than drugs? It's a good point. They're giving away free money in the trillions just to buy a few more months of time. Exactly. It's like someone who's been up for 5 days on blow, just trying to bang out more and more and more to stay up. I made $45,000 today. Is it real? What do you mean? Is it real? Yeah. I mean, now I don't feel any guilt with all the Lambos you're giving me. Feed the bear, Air Bear. Feed the bear. Feed the bear. You were brandishing your chainsaw at Anomaly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my parents really want to leave the city. It's not just going to be like bang. It's going to be like, look at the Polish ghettos and shit like that. It's obvious. I made 800 today. It's real. Yes. Yeah. Shekels on. It's real in a sense. It's an agreed upon story. One more line, just one more line. Right. Support them, Bear. Yeah. Air Bear. I'm sponsored by Air Bear. Promo code Air Bear. You want sheets? You want Ball and Brand sheets? Promo code Air Bear. Air Bear is my sponsor. For alcoholism? No. I don't think Air Bear would be anybody's sponsor. I don't know that, Air Bear. It's just every now and then you misspell things. And if a fucking dyslexic like me can spot that, then it's pretty bad. Christian monks and monasteries believe that when one person connects with the heavens, the whole world benefits. I believe that 100%. 100% I believe that. BB, I've listened to you for a few years, and it seriously helped me grow as a person and mature as a man. You brought me back to God. You brought yourself back, but this is what community is for. I'm a legend. I help you read the map. I made 200 today, hard-earned Jew squares. Part of me wants to collapse so I can just work on my farm. Right. That's where a lot of us are at. But the collapse is never going to be like a full collapse. It's never, well, I mean, eventually, with the second coming, but I don't think this is those times. It's not going to be like Mad Max shit. It's going to be like, I love BB and the Bears. You too, Bunny Bear. It's going to be like pulling back of funding and making a fake narrative about it. Guys, the reason they were doing all the trans people in the military and shit, it's like, they're out. This episode is brought to you by Air Bear. Literally, money only is real as its ability to make people bend over. Interesting point. Yes, I agree with that. The truth doesn't have to hurt anymore. It feels good. Collapse is just going to be readjustment to not having lollies and fancies. That's what I'm hoping for. And I hope there isn't mass death. I really do. I want people to get what they deserve. This is the best case scenario for me. People face like real pain and like reality, and they start like farming or fucking contributing or, I always hold out hope. I always think that there's a chance that people will be like, man, did we seriously burn down everything? Because understand that a good chunk of the inner city black community is not burning shit down. A lot of it's Antifa, a lot of it's people from outsiders, but a lot of blacks are jumping in to get, to loot it. How you called it? You were so funny and talented. How about a jet? Ah, there it is. Yes. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yes. We don't want blood. We want vegetables. Yes. Fruit, not blood. Fruit, not blood. I'm serious. You don't need to wish blood. You don't need to be like, well, someone has to do something. Dude, the only time blood comes is when people are out of fucking options. Out of options. And so don't wish it. Don't like look forward to blood. Blood sucks. Fruit, not blood. Plant. Stop watching porn. Stop watching news. Have babies. Plant seeds. All this shit. But to think that the inner city vulnerable black communities are going to, and I'm saying they're vulnerable not because I'm like one of these bleeding heart liberals. Like, if only we give them more money. If only we bend over more and say that they're F's or A's. No, that's why they're fucked. This is like 60 years in the making, guys. And now they're getting to the point where it's like, where they can't function. They're openly, guys, Washington State is openly saying black people will get better grades than white people because of their skin. Okay, don't go down, don't just think fear, fear, fear. What do you think happens to these people? BB, are you outside the locust range of Seattle? Oh, yeah. I mean, I could survive in Seattle. Oh, gotta stretch the back. If you have community, food, water, like Little Armenia in LA is going to be fine. Little Korea, fine. They got Korean snipers. Armenians crush. Cohesive communities. You know, even some, like some of the hardcore Jewish communities will be fine. The white people virtue signaling, and the white people virtue signaling this whole time will be looked to for charity. Yeah, there's not going to be any money. Glendale will be fine. It's not about like, it's about like areas. There's going to be like real problems. I think there's going to be camps, and it's not going to be like kicking in the door of people and taking them to a camp. No, it's going to be people out of options. It's going to be people whose narratives run out, and they say, man, Black Lives Matter. No one's chanting along. Like somebody's like, dude, we burned down our grocery store. No one's sending checks. Where are all those white girls that were trying to suck our dicks? They're all gone. What now? Bezmenov's jackboot on the restock. I don't think that's going to be it. You'd be dude. Bezmenov. I like a lot of what he said. I covered him way early on. But is there any Russians here? Does Bezmenov, does his name mean no name in Russian? Yeah, this winter is going to be very cold in Minneapolis. Exactly. And what do you think happens, guys? The media doesn't report on all the black deaths. They're trying to take down the black population. Will mortgages still need to be paid? No idea. I've thought about that myself. Probably. The Jews never let anything go. Ever. Utah will be fine. We're crushing here. Right, dude. Most of America's going to be fine. New York, Los Angeles, Seattle, Chicago, St. Louis. I haven't been in Miami in a long time. Atlanta, fucked. Fucked, guys. You know, any super liberal place. I think there's going to be you want to know one of the biggest plagues in Israel? Guys, this is where it's all about compassion. No police to enforce the payments, you're good. That's a good point. Hope you really do the bear trail. Blacks are the new Jews. Yeah, I'll do. I'm definitely doing the bear trail if you keep giving me jets. Fed is buying up assets at that level. Mortgage don't really need to be paid. Banks can just dump the liabilities now. That's fascinating. So what's going to keep people from just like taking over land and shit? I don't know. See, I can't picture that. What I can picture, Ira can't evict you on his own, right? What I can picture is what's going to happen to the inner cities. They have no access to anything. My friend Roy Wood Jr., a black comedian who was on Sullivan and Son, used to have great insights into this shit. I'm so bummed out. He never became evil, but he sold out. He stopped doing his jokes that like actually help people. One of his jokes, he's like, man, you gotta have some redneck friends, man. He's like, niggas be like, yo, man. Like he was doing this whole thing where he's like, you need Billy Bob with a gun when you need Billy Bob with a gun. He's like, you can talk all this shit all you want, but you want some of them country ass niggas to fucking be there when you need them. And I was like, he was right. He was like, who do you think fights these fucking wars, man? He's like, It's not. I can't even think of a black name right now. Compantre. He's like, you need these white ass motherfuckers in the country locked and loaded when shit goes down. He's like, that's why we stay close to a couple of them, man. I got a couple of white country friends just in case shit goes down. He's like, it's like, yo, nigga, what's up? It's like, you still got them guns and pigs and all that shit, right? It's like, hell yeah, Roy, come on in. He's like, hey, see you niggas later. He got it. Dude, he was helping his people. Deshaun, yeah. Fact, bro. Yeah, and dude, the smart blacks know that. They know that, and that's why Roy was such a legend, because he was like telling them. That's why comedy was so fucking key. And I think that's why it got so shut down, because we were actually spreading like what was coming. We didn't even know it though. He's like, man, Keyshawn don't have no. He's like, you need to have a couple of those country niggas. And by he'd say white though. He'd say all those country white boys. You know, it's so fucking funny. Aquarius, yeah. Jamal ain't going overseas. It's hilarious. Because he's like, when shit goes down, man, it's like, yo, nigga, you still got that farm and everything, right? It's so true. And he was telling these people, he's like, keep a couple white country friends. Yeah, Roy Wood Jr., genius. He used to have this joke where he'd go, man, he goes, gay people got shit figured out. He's like, there's like 50 words you can't call them. You can't even call them gay. He's like, you could be working at a fudge packing plant. And if you say fudge packer, you got to go see Sylvia in HR. He's like, black people have been working on one word since 1905. There's one motherfucking word. He goes, because gay people attack with compassion. He's like, don't say that. Don't call us that. He's like, black people show up with a brick. What the fuck you say? He goes, so I figured out how to get rid of it. He goes, we got to start calling gay people niggers. And so I would always follow him. Like I'm talking in Alabama at the Star Dome and shit. It would be Roy Wood Jr. His dad started black radio like back in the day. Legendary family. As black and southern as it gets. You know, half his brothers were in jail. The other half were like, you know, just legends. And so my opening joke after that, I'd be like, man, give it up for Roy Wood Jr. I'm like, what a great joke. Man, I wish I could do that joke with a punchline that says, we got to start calling black people niggers. And the more balls I'd say it, like the more I just unapologetically was like, the bigger the laugh. And black people would die laughing at that shit. Because Roy, that was his big closer. He's like, we got to start calling black people niggers. Thank you, good night. And then my first joke was about like a fucking Sarah McLachlan commercial or something, like something retarded. Roy, what is a little cuck though? Now he is, yeah. At the time though, this is the glory days, my friend. Just hear me out. He's not straight up evil, but yeah, he's dancing for nickels. But the South people still have lots of heritage logos. Yeah. So my opening joke, with the blacker the crowd, the better. I'd go out there, I'd be like, man, give it up for Roy Wood Jr. Everyone clap. I'd be like, I wish I could close a joke with that. What a great joke. Imagine me with that punchline. I'd let it linger for a second. The smart people would get it, and they'd be like, I'd be like, we got to start calling gay people niggers. And the juxtaposition was so great that the blackest crowds would light up with laughter. If I showed any fear, it would bomb. I did it like hundreds of times. Me and him used to tour together all the time. Those are the days, man. Those are the days, passing out the knowledge to the people. And now it's like, you can't say that word. It's like, why? You don't want to let them laugh? I'll show you 1,000 black people laughing till they piss themselves because of that word I just said. It's like, yeah, but they don't know any better. They're stupid. They're God to me. I need their forgiveness for what's coming for them. Guys, the liberals fucked up so bad. I predict, no joke, several million are going to die. I don't want that to be the case at all. But what happens when you defund cities, guys? What happens? Where do they go? What happens? I'll tell you what the fuck happens. Crime skyrockets, desperation skyrockets, and people fucking die. And that's why these liberals are begging forgiveness while they're still alive. Fact. 6 million? No. But who knows? I don't fucking know. All I know is this is a disaster. Comedy breaks down the fear barrier. It does. It does. Fuck. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I hope it doesn't. I pray it doesn't. I hope that people start fucking figuring this out. Detroit, right. Guys, as a comedian, I've seen so many cities. I know people so well. When I went to, when I performed in Detroit after the collapse, there was a building on fire. No one came for like a couple days. The murder closure rate in Detroit is under 30%. I'm hoping public school and school in general gets defunded. Oh, all of it is. All of it. Dude, this is one of the most important lines of thought, BB. Oh, cool. Fave memory in life being a rock star and making everyone laugh, or are you a slave for laughter? I don't understand the question here, Bear. No, my favorite memories in life have nothing to do with making people laugh. I'm not a slave for laughter. You can go fuck yourself. I'm not a slave to your lemons either. Homeschooling is definitely the way to go. Detroit's got it, yeah, and there was a lot of death. They just didn't report it. Lots. But the Pistons got their high tops, right? Guys, there's a reason that inner city black life expectancy right now is what? 45? 48? What do you think it's going to be when there's no more welfare? There's no more cops? Huh? Well, I'm just giving out a possibility as to why liberals are begging forgiveness on their bellies. We'll see a Christian awakening when it's time. At what point, though? All the time. There's no linear time. BB broke his chains long ago. Yeah. Christian cuck to heaven. Christians cucks to heaven. That's kind of an intense thought. They cuck to heaven. And they're bleeding the dumb libs with bail charities. Well, it's the liberals who did it. It's the liberals who did it. Okay, I'll close on this. Just imagine this. Imagine you have a dog. It's a great dog. But you're going to fight. I don't even want to make comparisons with animals because it'll just get taken wrong. But it's creating a false reality for somebody who then starts to believe you. And then starts getting mad at a random group of people for like a preposterous reason. The slavery narrative is so fucking crazy. It makes driving a car on the moon seem rational. No one alive was part of that, and 99% of quote unquote white people that are descendants of did not own slaves. And lots of white people were slaves, and people still are debt slaves. The whole line of thought is fucking retarded. Okay? I'll close with this. BB, you've been watching Wrangler Star lately? That's my line. I'll close with this. You think I stole that from somebody? I'll close with this. Okay, whatever. No, I like Wrangler Star a lot, though. I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, they lash out because the whiplash from reality. Right, it's not matching the delusion, so it feels like an attack. Because they've been given a false world, they need a false person to blame. Guess what? It doesn't hurt us. It hurts them. You are awesome. Sorry for talking crap. No problem. Me too. Dude, it's a mutual. You keep the Lambos coming. We keep talking shit. I like our relationship, Air Bear. I really do. But if you're going to talk shit, I'm going to talk shit. BB lands the plane. I also say I'm going to close on this. I say it all the time. All right. It's a reflection of their own hate. It's guilt. What is white guilt? What are they guilty over? They're guilty because the dream didn't work. So why are they so viscerally emotional about it? Because when the dream doesn't work, what happens? On a massive economic, countrywide scale. Death. Death. What else can it possibly go to? Where? Give me one other option. I'm open to it. When people are begging forgiveness, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives, dude, it's religious. The Russians have the same problem. They're grieving from the lost dream, right? Yeah, cities burn, splat, right? But like, where do these people go? What happens? Do you just keep faking it? Does the buildings burn? Just keep faking it? Turns dream to nightmare. Exactly. They're guilty if they're kneeling. Right. So what are they guilty of? They're guilty of killing a lot of black people. Guys, time isn't linear. They haven't died yet. Is there a threat? Nope. I'm not guilty because I didn't put them in this position. Build a fucking castle. Yes! Yes! Dude, I will. I'm going to build a castle. I'm going to fucking do the bear stream. If I stay, I predict I'm going to live to 120. It's coming. The only good thing from Game of Thrones, winter's coming. Yeah. Your third eye is wide open, always gravy here. Yeah. There's no linear time. I mean, there is like the illusion of linear time, but it's not real. When people are begging forgiveness in these absurd situations, it's not just stupid people. It's not just stupid. I had a nightmare today where black man and cuck man. I had a dream today where black man and cuck man burned down the city, hand in hand, and starved to death. And the media says it's glorious, and it's recorded as COVID-19. All the best chicken shops burn first. Who's going to feed? Right. And see, the people doing this burning, some of them are doing it intentionally. Castles made of stone, Bear Pond, Lake George. Yes. BB, are you thinking? That's why I'm not mad at the black. That's why you don't see me going super hard at like George Floyd, or I'm not even talking about bikes that much, because like I see what this is. I'm being funny about it because it's not like they're doomed. Like they can still leave. They can still learn. But guys, this is what it is. That's why I'm not like, oh, fuck black people, or fuck George Floyd. I can't breathe. It's because I'm like, man, this is going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. You know? And so castles made of sand fall to the sea eventually. Bingo. Make them out of stone. Before you close, can you play a song? Yes. As long as people respect it. One riff destroys the whole narrative. They're begging forgiveness. What do they know that we don't? What does their soul know? Why are we not feeling guilty, and why are they feeling guilty? And why is it like, please forgive me for my skin? Hey, love.
Did you know that the Black Lives Matter?
Want to say hi to the people?
Yeah. Hi. I was just about to say, did you know the Black Lives Matter movement is putting all its money towards the Democratic Party? Like all of it. On
Yeah.
a donation?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and you can easily trace it on their website. So that's not even like a... that just
Yeah. No, it has nothing to do with black people. It has to do with demolition. I was telling the people,
Political.
oh yeah, it's because they're out of money and they need a narrative to burn everything.
It just like blew my mind. I mean, it's like it's right there. Like anyone can go.
Anyway, it's not hiding in plain sight. It's just in plain sight.
It is.
It's just like all their money's yeah. Thank God I'm a country boy. That's right. No, Aim, I was just telling the people, like, you know how I have this theory that linear time isn't real and that what the future's already happened, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, when you see these liberals begging for forgiveness for all these blacks in the cities, I was like, what do you think they're begging forgiveness for? It's for their future genocide. Like all these liberals put all these black people in a no-win situation where they're not going to get welfare anymore. They're not going to have police funding. They're not going to have shit, and they're going to have these. Yeah, it's subconscious where they're like, Black Lives Matter, forgive me, I have white guilt, I have white shame. And it's like, why? And it's because the inevitable is going to come, and everyone knows it. Like the dream, this lie, I have a dream today. It's not real. And now it's to the point of madness where they can't even afford any of these programs. These black people have been fed so many lies that they think it's because of white people, the people that statistically are the only positive tax base.
I'm not putting that much credit and intelligence on the majority of people supporting the movement right now. I think it's out of fear of being ostracized and them actually thinking they're truly superior and are trying to bend down to equate themselves somehow.
I think it's all of the above. I think what you just said is true, but I think on a real deep gravy level, it's about future death. Because it's like, yeah, they do feel superior. That's why they treat them like this. That's why they treat them all like babies that they told could fly.
Yeah.
You know, because they feel superior. And then they also, what was the other point you made? Oh, just social pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the social pressure is coming from somewhere. You can't just social pressure people. You have to, like, it has to resonate with people, you know? She's right about fear. Yeah, but why fear? Like, what is it? You know, if their narratives, if their promises were all real, they wouldn't be afraid. They'd be like, this is great. We're rising them out. We'll just give them some more money. Everyone knows it's not working. Everyone knows that these people, you can give them as much money as you want. You can do whatever you want, and they're not going to do anything. It's a deeper problem. The lie itself is one of the main contributors of their horrifying situation that the liberals are doing. And people can't override that. You have to, you give something up every time you lie or sin. So when these people push this lie, they give up a lot. And so now they're in this position of just like, because they ate the wrong plate, you know? It's like they're begging to God on Judgment Day. Yes. Exactly. BB, do you think the narrative... BB, do you think the narrative is using words in English for their legalese, meaning to do double talk openly? Yes, on a level, definitely. Black is a tax designation. Yeah. Imagine telling your son everyone doesn't like you because of something you can't control. Right. BB, could the kneeling be related to the Mandela effect? No. They give up their innocence, be like children. It's a moral issue beyond fear, but they are related. They want a badge of virtue to make up for the lack of spiritual work. Yeah, I think it's all of it. I think everything we're talking about I think it's a big soup. I think we're all coming up with different motivations for different cucks. But I truly believe that there is an underlying deep guilt for the lie that no one will speak of. And that is just that you can't change reality with money. And for me saying that, people immediately go, oh, you're racist, bigot, homophobe, you're racist. It's like, I'm not the one that's put this. Saying the truth doesn't put people in this position. God has cursed black people because of being disobedience. I'm not going to make that claim. I'm just going to say it's a tribal variance. White people and black, like different tribes of people, different nations of people are different. Fact. That's why they just are. You go into, if you're in Europe, you can spot a German, an Italian, a British person based on how their pants look. Just is. I'm not going to be the only, like, Americans are like some of the only people, actually it's spreading in the world a little bit, but it's pulling back, where we don't have an identity. And we do. It's not that long ago that we lost our identity. You know, it's like we're the only people, well, now it's spreading, obviously, a lot of NATO countries, but it's like a Japanese person in America is still Japanese. It's like, oh, I'm half Japanese. Well, can you be half American? No, American, it's a melting pot. It can be anything in the world. And you're the bad man for paying all the taxes. No. I can build, the black family structure is tyrannical. Bear community and castle building. Yeah, it's all about castle building. We're a melting pot. Oh, God. Amish aren't bitching. No, the Amish are crushing. Diversity dream is over, wakey, wakey. It's over, dude. It's over. Because even if it's not the people themselves doing it, the grabblers can always fire it up. Always. It's like, it's so fractal. It's so like splintered. It's like at any time the grabbler can just fire up the media and just people just start burning shit. Such a waste of time. It's so bad for kids to see it. When it's like, oh, people hate you because you're... Imagine one of us telling our kid that people are going to judge him because of his skin, that they're going to call him privileged. That's fucking sick. That's child abuse to do that to your kids. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm a quarter Japanese. Right, can you be a quarter American? No, they don't give us identity. We're the biggest slaves on the planet. It's like, yeah, I'm a quarter Japanese. Well, I'm 100% American. Oh, no, that doesn't mean anything. What are you, though? Like, what? So I don't get an identity. Everyone else does. I don't. I don't. I'm a castle builder, bard, legend. 3 boys I've made with my dick. It's not about going to other people's neighborhoods and conquering it. That's what I believe white supremacy actually is in a bad way, which I don't know anyone like that. Everyone I know that's enthusiastic about their whiteness, they want to be left alone. If you want to go conquer people, you're a dick. Like, that's not what I'm for. I'm for, like, not having people import and, like, push their way of life on you. That's being conquered. You know, like, white globalism is not good. It's not like, well, we're white, we got to spread our jizz all over the world. No, the fuck we don't. We don't. It's not about that. It's about being left alone to do what you do. It's about having people not always tell you, like, you got to be more tolerant. Get the fuck away from me. I don't have to be anything. That's it. And then communities can just form, and then people actually get along. People are like, they treat each other like welcome guests. You know, that's how life should be. That's how life always was. You're like a Mississippi Delta man. I'm a Chattanooga man myself. You know, it's like tribal. It's local. It's not these like broad fucking globalist. It's abuse. Yeah, it's so abusive. It's so abusive. Enthusiasm about your skin tone usually involves meth and a lot of copper. Right. The best place to be is not self-hate. That's the best place to be, where it's like, you know, have a good self. Have a good, healthy ego. A healthy ego. You know, where you're like, I crush. I like my ancestors crush. My nation. My family. Great. But like when you're like, my skin is so great. I'm white. It's fucking awesome. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because it's like, you're externalizing your pride. You're externalizing your accomplishments. As annoyed as I am on multiculturalism and all this like race shit, I'm still not going to become a retard. I'm not going to become one of these guys that's like, being white rules. Everyone else drools. It's not even true. I just want no one to push their shit on me and my people. And I don't want people to say that there's anything wrong with me or my people because of my skin or any of that shit. Like at all. Like to the point where I lock my bike everywhere I go. Not around white people though. Obviously not. There's no point. It's a waste of time. They never steal the bike unless it's made out of copper. Isn't white cultural farming? Yes. Yeah, that's why white people don't, like, Jews are, like, more traveling because they're merchants. They're bankers. This is just facts, guys. That's why they can go anywhere. It's like, you go to France. Remember that movie about the bankers with the Rothschilds? You, my son, you go to Italy. You go to England. Dude, white, like most Caucasian American heritage would be like, no, we all stick together. We farm right here. But Jewish people are like, you go to the east. You go to the north. You go to the west. And they're like, okay, papa. They don't have roots. They just scurry. Fact. Guys, these aren't debatable. These are facts. It's like Caucasian heritage, European heritage, American heritage is like, no, this is our valley. We don't leave here. And that's it. And then if people want to fuck with you, you're like, you get out. You're a foreigner. You're not us. But you don't have the right to go fuck up another tribe where it's like, hey, you get out of here. We're white. You know? It's about settlement. It's about where, you know, real conquering is about babies. It's about setting up shop. You know, it's about having stores and farms and houses.